Welcome back to another episode of Nostalgia Rewind. I'm West.
And I'm Kris.
And today we're going to be covering or watching Osmosis Jones. Jones. Alright, Kris, give us the deets.
Okay, 1 second, because I was not prepared. As if we've changed things.
The deets, please.
Alright. And of course, spoilers ahead. Alright, Osmosis Jones came out in 2001, starring Lawrence Fishburne. How did I not know that? I've seen this movie multiple times.
Wait, who's Lawrence Fishburne?
Thrax? I don't know who that is.
Isn't Thrax the villain? Amthrax?
Oh, I think you're right. Okay, we're jumping ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
Alright, so Lawrence Fishburne, Chris Rock, David Hyde Pierce.
Yeah, Chris Rock is the lead.
Brandy Norwood. I didn't know Brandy was in this either.
Ms. Brandy.
William Shatner.
As what? Who's William Shatner?
Mayor Fleming.
Oh, he's the mayor. Okay.
Ron Howard. Kid Rock. And,
so wait, who's...
pretty much all you need to know. Oh, and then, Bill Murray.
Who's Ron Howard?
Ron Howard is Tom Kalanick. And Kid Rock is Kidney Rock.
He probably has a scene where he's, like, just playing himself.
Probably.
I don't remember this movie well. I just remember I had a good time and it was always fun. It was always a fun movie. It was a cartoon and it was fun.
I remember probably about the same amount. Like, I can't give you a whole lot of details except for Bill Murray gets sick and we follow Osmosis Jones in saving Bill Murray's body.
Yeah, like there's some sort of, like, I guess the disease goes in there, Thrax, and he's, like, underground laying dormant or something.
Yeah.
I know there's a pimple that pops, and it's, like, really gross.
I remember there being a lot of disgusting things, like Bill Murray is just the grossest human being.
Like, there's, like, a nightclub, and they throw an ice grenade or something in the ice club, and then that makes his pimple burst or whatever.
Oh.
And it's, like, really gross. I remember even as a kid, I was like, that's gross.
I remember there being a lot of mucus. Like...
That sounds right. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, making this up. But I distinctly remember all the live action bits with Bill Murray just being the most disgusting thing ever. And I guess as a kid, I'm supposed to be like, yeah, it's gross, it's cool. But I just remember it being really grossed out.
Right? Yeah. But, like, that's the basic story. Like, they're just hunting down this one virus, and that virus got... Is it Bill Murray who's sick, or the kid who's sick?
No, it's Bill Murray.
So he's, like, sick or whatever?
I think the kid keeps telling him, like... You need to take care of yourself.
I'm a kid.
Yeah. That's how all kids talk.
So Murray... Yeah, so Murray, they go to the nightclub. Yeah, they're just trying to save his life. So, I feel like it's like a cool, episode of, like, Magic School Bus. They go into, like, the body, you're like, oh, it's Kidney. And it's Kid Rock. It's funny because it's a play on words. It's for the adults, but the kidney actually does do... whatever they're showing or whatever.
Yeah. I wish I could remember if it is very accurate to the human body. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say they probably did their research and...
I remember very distinctly that they say the temperature of the boy's body when it becomes like... or Murray's body or somebody's body when it goes back to normal and it's like 98.4, which is the normal... temperature of a human body when they're not sick. So I remember that being like very like, well, yeah, it's 98.4 and that's just what normal
but
body.
Like how much do they
like we'll see,
I guess we'll see now.
Like we'll see like if the villain, who I'm assuming is Anthrax,
wouldn't he be dead?
We'll see what symptoms he gets.
Can you survive anthrax?
I don't know. Maybe it's not anthrax. But we'll see what symptoms he gets here, and we'll compare him to the real symptoms of anthrax. We'll pay attention. We'll keep a lookout for the educational bits.
Yeah.
To see how much education there actually is in here.
Yeah. I'm curious. Because I want to say that it was pretty educational, but did I ever look up anything that Osmosis Jones taught me?
We're just like, yes, 98.4. Yes. He's made out of water.
Yeah. So, I don't know. But yes, overall, it was a fun movie. I think it's still going to be a fun time.
I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be, maybe I'm hitting it too hard here. I think it's going to be like, was it Looney Tunes Back in Action with with
Brendan Fraser?
Brendan Fraser. I'm not going to say,
really like that movie.
I really like that movie too. But I bet you it's definitely like an animated movie that's it's not bad. It's good, but it's not great. You know, it's not like, oh, this is Disney material. This is like the top. Like, I think this movie is a step above a TV movie, but just below watching this in theaters. We'll see. Because I love animation.
It has a ridiculous cast.
It has a pretty good cast. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm 100% wrong.
I mean, that also doesn't mean anything. We saw that little thing about, excuse me, what was it, The Star or whatever that movie was, and that had a ton of people. Oprah was in that movie.
Oh yeah, when you can get Oprah, I mean, I guess it's done, right?
Yeah, and nobody saw that.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess if you had kids, but if you didn't have kids, you weren't going to watch it.
Right.
Unlike now, where we don't have kids when we're watching Osmosis Jones, willingly.
All right. I mean, that's all I have to say. What year did it come out?
2001.
2001. Space Odyssey. Dumb. All right. So let's just jump into it. We're gonna start watching it now. We'll be right back to give you our thoughts, our ideas, comments, concerns, opinions. We'll tell you how gross it is, how educational it can be or not be. And I think it's like a tight 90, so we'll be good. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Here we go. All right, that was a fun movie. I think it was still fun. It was just really gross.
It was so disgusting.
Super gross.
I remember it being disgusting, but
there was vomit.
It really took the cake.
There was zit pus.
Yeah.
There was like a very dark green like nostril strand of like mucus booger.
Yeah. Food. Just chewed but not swallowed food.
Swallowed food. It was like gross. It was actually really hard to watch the snot nose one. It was really gross.
Yeah, that pimple one really got me. And you know me, I love popping pimples.
And vomit.
That was too much.
And I guess it makes sense. I mean, it's from I don't know if it matters. Like, it was directed by the directors of Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, and that movie was gross.
So it has like the same grossness as like the Dumb and Dumber movies. Not as many, but like the same level.
Yeah, it definitely...
The same intensity of disgust.
Yeah.
Just foul...
Yeah. Same feelings were invoked.
Visual disgust.
But it was just...
and it's so funny because there were so many shocking ones. And that's not something that I remember Osmosis Jones by. Like, before this, I wasn't like, oh yeah, and it has all these gross things. I was just like, it has like one gross thing. But there was just like many gross things.
I remember there being a lot. Just I didn't remember them being as disgusting as they were now. Maybe I wasn't that grossed out by them. I knew they bothered me as a kid, but maybe now, old man Kris.
old man Kris.
Is just way too sensitive to this kind of stuff. I don't know, because it was just... Obviously, I watched it. It was fine, but it was so gross.
Maybe it's because when you're younger... I mean, when you're younger and you see, like, mucus or, like, just juices and bodily stuff, like, you look at it, you're not, like, thinking you're in it. And I feel like maybe when you're older, you become more...
What do you mean you're in it?
Huh.
You don't even know what you're explaining right now?
Like, you're in it. No, No, I know what I'm explaining. I'm explaining that when you're younger, you don't have many life experiences. Mm-hmm. So now that we're older and we have many life experiences, not that we've gotten anywhere near close. Like, I've had a nasty nostril mucus. I've vomited projectile vomit. I've seen you projectile vomit.
Yeah, that was intense.
I've seen vomiting. I've seen plenty of vomiting now. But when you're a kid, you haven't seen your friend vomit. You haven't seen shit on the floor. You haven't seen like just disgusting stuff. So now when you really experience it and then you watch it, it's more disgusting.
Because you have something
to reference it by.
To real life. Okay.
But when you're a kid, you're just like, like mucus, and like you've never felt the utter disgust from that. You're just like, this is comical. At least that's my theory. I mean, what the fuck do I know?
Possibility. Like, I'm sure when did this come out? 2001, so what, being 11, 12 years old or whatever, I'm sure we've experienced all of these things that are in the movie, just not obviously not to the caliber that we've experienced now at 30 years old.
Plenty of parties, plenty of vomiting I've seen.
So, okay, that's fair. And, kids just like gross things to begin with. But I remember still watching this movie and being like, that was uncalled for, Osmosis. Right. But yeah, I mean, the movie's still fun. It did a lot of cute things, despite all its disgustingness in
Yeah,
them.
it did. Let me look up something.
I really liked how the police department was in the lymph nodes. I thought that was really cute.
The FPD, Frank Police Department.
Yeah.
The lymph nodes are in the neck, right?
Oh, you have lymph nodes all over. But you will see the ones on your neck if you're sick, like if you have a sore throat or a cold or whatever, they can be swollen, and they're obviously swollen.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're attached to like different things. Like the ones behind your ear can be swollen due to acne and stuff. And sometimes when my face breaks out really bad, I'll have one right behind my ear that's swollen, and then it will disappear once my.
I've never had anything like that.
I'm sure you've had the ones in your neck have been swollen when you've been sick and you just didn't notice. But you can feel them like right underneath, right when your chin meets your neck or whatever, that area there. Mm-hmm. You can feel them when they're swollen right here.
Okay.
And sometimes if it's really, really swollen, it's visible. Like you can see. Do mine look swollen? You're looking.
I was looking at them. Hold on, I'm looking up what disease he was. Who was the Red Death?
Oh yeah.
But
Thorax. What other things? Oh, I thought it was a nice callback when what's that dude's character? Ron Howard's character in his campaign commercial when he twists the kid's head around, and we made a joke about him breaking his neck, and then later on when you see that little kid, he is wearing a cast around his neck.
Yeah.
That was cute.
It was cute.
Not for that kid that sucks.
And then Kid Rock was in the Kidneys.
Yeah. And
it was like a club kidney or something, right? No. Was it a club? Was it a concert?
No, but that was in the Zit. That's when they were in the club Zit.
Oh, that's where he was. It was a
pop-up tonight. Yeah, and he performed there. And I like how the chicken fights that they had were chicken pox. I thought that
chicken
was
pox.
Yeah, it was a chicken pox fight.
Yeah.
That was cute. I like how they had the guy running the chicken pox was a flu shot. So he is technically a virus, but he's on their team now, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a cute way to explain.
Right, because
flu shots.
Because that's what the flu shot is. Yeah, it gives your other cells information about the cells that it is. Yeah. So it's funny. He's like, I only know about influenza or something. Yeah. He said something like that.
So that was cute. There's a bunch of other things that I am blanking on that I thought was cute that I don't remember. But yeah, so it was fun. And that didn't sound like, what's his name to me? Lawrence Fishburne.
And it was, though, yeah.
It was, yeah. But
So Lawrence Fishburne was the antagonist. He was a villain named Thrax. Mm-hmm. And he's the virus.
Do we find out?
A virus, yeah. Oh, it's in the movie they say the
Red Death or Red something?
Yeah, the Red Death. Mm-hmm. And it's the Scarlet Fever.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to be?
That's what it is. It's the Scarlet Fever. And so the scarlet fever is a bacterial illness that develops in some people who have strep throat. Scarlet fever is most common in children 5 to 15 years of age.
Are you 100% sure that's what it is?
Yeah. It was part of the wiki. Let's see.
Oh, for his character. I really like how they drew him.
The Scarlet Fever.
Like, he looks creepy with the way that his talon or nail or whatever it is how he infects everything. I really like that. I thought it was fun.
I like it. So yeah, I got this information from the Wiki fan page. It's just funny that like it has like a whole profile on him, and he's like, hobbies. Like, I never thought about the antagonist having a hobby. It says killing humans and then collecting their DNA beads as trophies, humming the fever theme, outright killing the cells within a human body out of pure sadism.
I mean, that is everything that he did in the movies.
It is. Those are his hobbies.
Those would be,
Those are for fun. Yeah. Okay, anyway. So there's a few interesting things about this movie. So, one of them is occasionally the white blood cells, right, in the brain or the mare, can take control of the body. So they can and they can speak to you directly through the subconscious. These little critters, these little bacteria can take over when they wish, technically, and
and tell you to feel a certain way.
And I found that
disturbing.
A whole different movie right there. We should be talking about this.
It was crazy.
And then the mayor, I guess, who runs your body and makes your decisions, can I guess elections are coming up, so there's like ad campaigns and a different mayor takes over. So I guess that would make sense. Like, as you get older, every 7 years, you're like a different person. Would it be like a different mayor, like, taking over every 7 years?
Then why bother having the election? You already know who's going to win, unless you're not going to change every 7 years. Also, that's vague. Or do we know for sure that everybody changes every 7 years?
I mean, roughly. You have to.
Okay, so I guess they have, like, elections every year, and then if you're still being the same person, then William Shatner is your mayor forever, and then if you decide to change, you get Ron Howard.
But why wouldn't it be a cycling change of mayors? What I'm saying is...
The way they made it seem in the movie was that William Shatner's character had been mayor for a while.
For, like, a long time?
Well, yeah, and, like, he may have even won different elections. So he's been voted into mayor multiple times. Which would make sense because Bill Murray's character was and he wasn't changing anything till the end of the movie.
Okay.
So even though he really didn't change anything, he ate one carrot and he took a golf cart up a hill. Like, he didn't... Whatever.
Yeah, and at the end... Yeah, what type of message is that? So the moral of the story... So here's Osmosis Jones. Like... the inside the body story. You have to work hard and go with your gut instincts and do the right thing to save your environment, right? Like where you live and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So doing the right thing. And on the outside, it was him eating an egg that was on the floor and in a chimp's mouth.
Disgusting.
He
deserved to get this scarlet fever.
Eating KFC right after that. Sneezing on his hands.
Oh yeah, he full blown sneezed into his open hand and then high-fived somebody. Like disgusting.
The wife died and the daughter's like, hey, I think, you know, if you would have took care of yourself better, like, mom would still be around. Like, that is some shit for your daughter. That's some shit for your daughter to tell you.
It really is.
You know what I mean? Like,
her to be that adult
about
this situation.
Get your life together.
Yeah.
And then the dad, when he was like, I don't know if he was talking to like Uncle Bob or whatever the uncle character is, but he was like, oh yeah, she won't let me have deodorant. Like, it's just such a weird thing.
What's your thing? Wait, what's weird about that? He said that she wouldn't give him deodorant because it causes cancer.
Oh, okay, that's why?
Yeah.
Okay,
because
never
the
mind.
aluminum and stuff that's in deodorant.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
never mind.
And I guess back in 2001, natural deodorant was not a thing, or just not as popular. So people, if you didn't want to get cancer from deodorant, you just weren't wearing any.
Fine.
Yeah. Oh, another cute thing that I really liked was when the news anchors were talking about the red blood cells, and they're like, oh, 5% of red blood cell children don't know how to carry oxygen because Frank's body sucks because, you know, he's fat and he's not exercising and stuff. But I thought that was so cute. I just liked everything that the body did to portray him being terrible in health. Like, even a lot of the cells were bigger cells. Like, Osmosis Jones' character was fit. But, like, his chief and, like, a bunch of other people that were white blood cells, they were all bigger, supposedly, like, unfit characters.
Yeah.
That was fun. What else? Oh, that doctor at the end that saves Bill Murray is terrible, and I hope that man's not acting anymore.
So Bill Murray's on the gurney or the stretcher or whatever. Deathbed. And then, you know, it does the classic beep.
Yeah.
And he just goes...
That's it. Like, he didn't even, like, try to resuscitate him. He was just like, oh, well.
Yeah, he's like, all he says is like, yeah, that beeps. He says, that's it. And he, like, it looks, the way it's cut, it makes it seem like he walks away from the gurney. And then nobody does anything. Nobody picks up the body. Everybody just leaves, like,
yeah, and like, they're walking the little girl out of the room, which, first of all, she should not have been in the room to begin with, because that's traumatizing. And it takes the doctor a good 5 minutes before he's finally like, hey, get her out of here.
Get her out of here.
Like, she shouldn't have been there from the get-go.
And what's interesting is, yeah, they, so going back on, like, the facts and stuff of the body. Mm-hmm. So it's true that, yeah, they did have some good facts, like that one with the the red blood cells and stuff. But then
I don't think that's really a fact. I think that was more...
Oh, like a joke. It's
like it was more of a joke. I mean, maybe it's I don't know. I'm not going to take any of this as fact.
Definitely not. I guess that's it. Like, they use, like, little, like, they play on the environment.
The fact is that red blood cells take oxygen.
Yeah, that's the
about
fact.
it.
That's the kernel of fact.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, at the end, Drix, like,
the pill.
He just gets recruited onto the Frank's police department.
Yeah.
So, essentially, it's like if you took an Advil or something.
And it just lived in you forever.
Which, side note, can you imagine just like every pill you take is really not like medicine. It's just one little guy in there that you just eat,
and then he saves you.
And he saves you. He's just working double time, going to your zits, going to your veins, making your hip feel better.
Yeah, but it's interesting that he decides to stay to begin with, because earlier at the part where, you know, they're breaking down and he's all like, yeah, I'm gonna leave, my job here is done, and Osmosis Jones is trying to get him to stay. He's like, no, I can't stay any longer and risk Frank becoming immune to me, building an immunity to him. So now he's decided to stay. So he's just like, F it, don't care if Frank ever has to take Drexenol, whatever it was, whatever he's called.
Yeah.
Cold medicine.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to switch his brand to Robitussin, Sudafed.
He's methamphetamine.
Okay, yeah. So he can't take that anymore because he's now immune to it.
Yeah,
or
that's
a high possibility of being immune to it.
Right, and that wasn't even his choice. That was just these cells making all these big decisions.
Yeah, this pill decided to stay in his body.
These are big life decisions your body just is making.
Yeah. That was absurd. What else? Oh, I like the armpit being a sauna. That was fun. So I guess that sauna's closed all winter.
Yeah, and I was
get winter sweats.
And I was just thinking, like, the way that would work is, so when he gets sweaty armpits, the sauna appears, and then those, like, mafioso mobster guys, they make plans. That's kind of like having a jacuzzi that comes whenever, and you get into it when it comes.
It necessarily disappears. I think that the armpits are a sauna. That's just how it's built in the body. Can you please stop? That's just how it's built, and then the sauna is on when he's sweaty.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it just disappears. Yeah. I still think they should have done a sequel where Bill Murray's now getting healthy and stuff, and what happens to the body as he's getting healthy. Like, because they showed a whole town that lived on his love handles. So his love handles disappear. What happens to them?
They flush him down. Like, at the end, when Drix was leaving, he was just waiting in line to get pissed out. What type of, existential crisis? Like, what do you think about, okay, cool, so I did my job at the body. They don't talk about what happens afterwards. Like, is he gonna go into like the sewer system and live there? Like, is he no longer? Is his life what a lifestyle change? I guess there's bacteria everywhere. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think about him living past.
No, he's gonna go on the toilet.
The body.
I guess he would die.
This is gonna be all on there, isn't it?
Hold for cat.
We're gonna be holding all night, buddy.
Oh, she'll settle down.
Aww, she really likes that paper. Garbage cat.
So yeah, they were just gonna get pissed out.
Yeah. I guess, I feel like his character is kind of like more robotic though. Like, he wouldn't be emotional about leaving. Because he was all like, my job is done, that's it, it's time for me to go. Whereas if it was like Osmosis Jones' character, I think he would have had like a meltdown. Because when the body was overheating, everybody was all like, ah, and it was chaos.
That's true.
Because the cells are more human-like, more sentient than the pill. At least that's the way I saw everything. God damn it.
All right. So, yeah.
Overall, yeah, it was still a fun movie. I think if you got kids or something...
Take your kids out to go see these in theaters.
Yep.
Send this back to the past.
Whatever theater you find this in.
Alright. Trivia facts.
All
Trivia.
Okay, trivia.
Yay.
Warner Bros. Feature Animation was in serious financial trouble during the film's production, and in 2000 it came down to two options. Greenlight another film by Brad Bird, who made the critically acclaimed film The Iron Giant. Oh. Or this film that, I guess it's a tough decision. I don't know, Iron Giant. Warner executive chose this film over Bird's, and upon learning this, Bird got so mad that he took his film with him to Disney and Pixar. That film would become the highly successful The Incredibles.
Wow.
Interesting. Whereas
he
this...
said, fuck you!
Right?
We're gonna make a 3D movie! Yeah, you're gonna watch it too, you're gonna love it.
Right, and then here we are, over 15 years later, making the sequel to that. And there's no sequel to Osmosis Jones, so...
That's too funny.
Yeah. That film would become the highly successful The Incredibles, whereas this film bombed at the box office, was critically panned, and ultimately killed Warner Brothers feature animation. Wow, that sucks because it's a fun movie.
Osmosis Jones is the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
For the animation studio Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
It was like boom.
And that was it. That's all she wrote. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie.
I hope you like Bill Murray because it cost us the company.
Right? Bill Murray's character mentions a National Chicken Wing Festival in Buffalo, New York. Yeah. While the festival did not exist during the filming of the movie, this mention caused organizers to create an annual festival in Buffalo. Come on, Buffalo. You're sleeping on this. You're named Buffalo, and you don't actually have a buffalo wing competition something-festival.
It's funny, like, getting your ideas for the state from a movie.
Right?
Like, it's like watching...
It's a great idea.
It's like, I just can't imagine a mayor just sitting down and it's like, yeah, you know what? We should have that. We should have a festival. We don't have a buffalo.
Osmosis Jones is right. The last 2D animated feature film released by Warner Bros. Picture and the final film of Warner Bros. Feature animation up until Teen Titans Go, the movie. So,
wow.
Last year's Teen Titans was the first movie animated movie Warner Brothers has done since this.
Since this, that's crazy.
That's quite the hiatus.
It really is.
At 1 hour, 1 minute, and 4 seconds since the movie, Osmosis Jones walks into the chief's office and says, Leah, why are you here? He is speaking to the mayor's aide, Leah, who is voiced by Brandy Norwood. The flub line was acted so well that it was left in because it felt pleasantly funny. It was funny. I did notice that. You noticed that. Yeah. We chuckled.
You know, I knew it was a flub line. I'm like, they didn't just leave that in there.
I know, yeah. It had to have been. But they weren't wrong. It was funny. It was like, ho, we have fun here.
Cute.
Yeah.
It's for us.
I enjoyed it.
It's for us.
According to filmmakers, Mayor Fleming is based on Richard Nixon, and Tom Kalanick is based on John F. Kennedy. William Shatner played Fleming accordingly.
Okay.
I can see that, yeah. Good job, William Shatner. Although Thrax is considered to be a dangerous virus, it is never clarified throughout the film what type he is. Right, so I guess we're still assuming that he is Scarlet Fever. Yeah. According to that wiki.
Yeah, because of the Spanish translation of the Muerte Rojo. Or whatever.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. In the bladder sequence, you can see one of the characters carrying the Pokemon character Pikachu as a pet. Aww.
In the what?
In the bladder, when the pill's getting on the bladder.
Yeah.
Somebody's holding a Pikachu.
In that line?
I guess there or within all the people that were already in the bladder. I don't know. That's cute. I'm upset I missed that. Kidney Rock, the band playing at the Zit, is rapper Kid Rock and his backup band, including rapper Joe C., who died shortly before the film's release. This film was dedicated to his memory. Aww.
You know, hearing it out loud, Kid Rock the rapper. I guess I never thought of Kid Rock as being a rapper, but he is.
Yeah, he was just like a weird hybrid of country rap. Like he had like a whole aesthetic of country, but it was mostly...
No, definitely. I mean, I guess just
rap.
Before now, if you would have been like, what genre's Kid Rock? I don't think I would have said he's a rapper.
Would you have straight up said country, though?
No, I would have said, like, he's new...
He's new metal.
Rock. New metal.
He's the same caliber as Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, like, he's, like, a rock band, but he raps in his rock band. He's not a rap...
Linkin Park.
Yeah. Like, he's a band first, and then he raps. He's not a rapper who plays rock music.
I got you.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. Because I think Lil Wayne maybe had like a rock song with somebody, right? Yeah, but he's a rapper.
And
like, when you think of him, you think of him as a rapper.
I see him as a rapper doing a rock thing.
Yeah. Whereas, so yeah, I totally get it. That's funny though. I guess I never really thought of it. I was like, oh, he wears a cowboy hat. I guess he's affiliated with country music.
Right.
But it's also like a weird rock. Yeah, I guess I don't think I would have ever said, I would have never called it new metal though, because it just doesn't feel the same as like Limp Bizkit. But I guess it kind of is, like it is that weird rap rock.
It's called like rap rock or something.
That was a terrible time.
Wasn't it like Korn or like...
I don't know if Korn was exactly...
What was rap rock?
It was Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, but there's one more.
And Linkin Park. I'm just kidding. Linkin Park and two different things.
What's like Rage Against the Machines? That's like rap rock, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but I don't know. I like if you're thinking. I don't know. Are you just looking up rap rock?
Yeah.
I think they would just be considered rock. But what do I know? I don't know what any classification of any music is for anything.
Linkin Park, Hollywood Undead, 21 Pilots, Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machines, Beastie Boys, Korn, Papa Roach, P.O.D.
Is Kid Rock there? Is he rap rock? What is Kid Rock considered? Just look up Kid Rock.
Alright. Kid Rock. Genre. Alright. Yeah, he's an American singer, songwriter, rapper, musician, record producer, and actor.
Actor shouldn't be thrown in there so heavily. Oh, that reminds me, we should watch Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt.
Life's a Garden.
Alright.
Well, there you go. Yeah, rap rock. Whatever, that's Kid Rock.
Yeah.
He was in this movie. And I like how they drew his character to resemble him.
They did.
Like, if we didn't look up the people in this movie already, and we just went in blindly, I would have been like, oh, he looks like Kid Rock. And then after I'd listened to it, I'd be like, oh, it probably is Kid Rock.
Yeah.
So, that was cute. I like when things do things like that.
things.
Let's see. Early in the movie, Thrax is called La Muerte Rojo, the Red Death. Thank you. That's my Spanish. Name of the killer plague in Edgar Allan Poe's short story, The Mask of the Red Death.
Oh, see, that's what I kept getting when I was Googling
was Edgar Allan Poe?
Yeah.
Fun stuff. The name of the song that Thrax keeps humming is called Fever, because,
he's a fever virus thing.
The signs in Frank's body read slow, sore throat, ulcer repair, danger, open nerve, and many more like it. In the stomach, arrival signs like booger can be seen. We have fun here. Okay. Bill Murray and Chris Elliott's first time on screen together since Groundhog Day. That's
nice.
Fun. The dreams that Frank has in the order they are seen are Honey, I Forgot My Pants, The Exam, with disclaimer, he didn't study, and the test is in 5 minutes. Your Worst Nightmare, with Uncle Bob marrying Shane. Yeah, that was like...
kind of weird.
I mean...
but understandable that he thinks that. But it's weird because he wants to hug her.
I don't think he thinks that. This was a dream he had. And dreams don't necessarily mean that that's what
True. Okay.
He thinks. I've had some weird dreams that have no context to anything, so...
Sure.
But maybe it is a subconscious thought he has, and that is why he had the dream.
I guess that's what I mean. Because I'm creeped out by the uncle.
I guess maybe, yeah, deep down he's kind of creeped out by him, too.
That's weird.
Also, how is he working at that zoo with a cigar in his mouth the whole time? It wasn't the 90s anymore. You couldn't just do whatever you want. And cigars are disgusting, like 1,000,000 times worse than cigarette smoke.
Right.
So that was a bit much. And the last dream was girls from the bus stop. That was a sexy dream. It was. The raindrops outside the newsstand look like sperm cells.
I was thinking that.
Did
but
you really?
I felt weird. Because I'm like, that's obviously water.
I don't remember this.
I do. And then that's when I said sperm. You said spores?
Oh, because I thought you were reading the newspaper because the newspaper said spores.
Yo, but the magazines on the back said sperm.
Did it really?
Let's go back.
We're going to have to go back here.
Alright. Intermission.
Okay, so we have gone back and checked that scene in the movie. And yes, the raindrops do look like sperm cells. And yes, there is a magazine on the magazine stand that says sperm.
Yeah. For no reason. Why are the raindrops falling like sperm? Why is there a magazine that says sperm? I mean...
because this movie is made by men?
Yeah, right? It's like a dick joke.
Yeah.
It's like a dick joke for us guys.
Yeah. It was funny. It's fine. I'll accept it. Alright, on to the next trivia. Will Smith was interested in the role of Ozzy, but was unable to do the part due to scheduling conflicts.
I wonder for what? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm too busy doing Men in Black.
Maybe. 2001?
Probably.
That's fine. I think Chris Rock was a much better fit for Osmosis Jones. I think if it was Will Smith, his character would have been more dad-like, if that makes sense.
Do you see Will Smith as like a daddy type figure? You would say.
I think he's more wholesome. He's more family friendly. Like, not that Chris Rock can't be. Obviously, he's in a kids movie, but him playing this character is more like, hey, we're having fun, yeah, whatever. I can be the screw up cop. Whereas if it's Will Smith playing a cop, that cop's not a screw up. He's like by the book. He's perfect. He's that type of character. Like it's hard for me to see him as human. Like he's just in everything that you see him now, or at least the things that we watch him in. Because obviously I'm not watching everything that he's in, but he just always seems like the perfect, wholesome, great person. Like,
would you say that like Bad Boys, he still comes off as wholesome?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I ever really watched Bad Boys.
And the only reason I mention it, not because of Bad Boys, I'm like, that's definitely like he's like being badass.
Isn't he a cop in that?
But he's like a loose cannon cop.
Oh, okay.
And he has to be reined in.
It's hard for me to imagine him like that. I guess. I mean, that was an older movie, so.
But I see what you're saying, though.
Like,
I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah, like when I guess it's because of a lot of the stuff that he does now.
Yeah, no, and I would even say that him as an actor is a family actor.
Yeah, like I feel like it's very particular.
Yeah, like you watch Will Smith in Bad Boys, like yeah, it's like him being a loose cannon cop, but it's still like a wholesome Will Smith movie.
Yeah, like there's gonna be a good message or something.
So I definitely understand.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely
okay.
Understand.
So yeah, so I don't think that he would have played this role as well as Chris Rock. I think Chris Rock gave him more of a younger personality.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Side note, I mean, there were a couple like poses, that Osmosis Jones is basically when he's like smiling.
He has a creepy smile.
He has a very creepy smile.
Like sinister. He's gonna eat your face off.
I wonder if somebody screenshot it or whatever, but what his smile goes from like ear to ear. He has big teeth, like really big teeth.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're not crooked, but maybe they're just perfectly straight actually.
Yeah. And there's a lot of them. He's just got a lot of teeth.
There's a lot of them. And the emotion they're going for is like a goof or like ha ha ha, I'm just smiling, like I'm shrugging and smiling, but he just comes off as creepy.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, he really just should not smile like that ever.
Next trivia. You can do the short ones. You don't have to do any of the long ones.
There's not a whole lot.
Okay.
Nerve News Network, NNN, is a parody of cable news network CNN, especially in its logo. CNN is owned by Time Warner, the same media conglomerate that owns Warner Bros., the major Hollywood film studio that produced this movie. Okay.
The connections. Follow the money, kids.
The Willem scream can be heard when Thrax, after kidnapping Leah, hijacks a vehicle and throws out the driver. Surprised we missed that one. You normally catch him.
Yeah. I cannot not hear.
Yeah, well, you missed it this time, so
Sure.
We'll get it together. Frank says the Buffalo Wing Festival has 99 kinds of wings and 128 different dipping sauces. This amounts to 12,672 different ways to pair wings and dipping sauces.
Yeah, I was thinking about the math on that.
Were you really?
Yeah.
It's a lot of combos.
Because he's like, what made me want to really think about it when he's like, the odds are the combinations are infinite. I'm like, shut up. There's like, you obviously said two numbers.
Yeah. But that almost feels infinite. You're not going to be able to eat that in the amount of time that you're there at this festival.
I don't think you should hold anybody's dreams back.
Okay. Cuba Gooding Jr., Harry Enfield, Ryan Reynolds, Chris Tucker, Tom Green, Martin Short, and John Leguizamo were considered for the role of Osmosis Jones. Man, if they had given it to Ryan Reynolds, then he just would have been Ryan Reynoldsing since the beginning, before he even started doing Deadpool and Detective Pikachu. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, did you see they're making a new Detective Pikachu game?
Nice.
Yeah.
They're like, that's how we cash in. This is all part of the plan, baby.
Right. Dan Aykroyd, Tom Hanks, and Johnny Depp were considered for the role of Fink Diorte? Whoever the Bill Murray's character was.
Okay.
Can you imagine Tom Hanks? Tom Hanks couldn't have been as gross. I don't think any of these guys could have been as gross as Bill Murray.
Yeah, Bill Murray just has kind of an inherent grossness to him, doesn't he?
He looked real gross. Like his 5 o'clock shadow and how sweaty they made him look, and his hair is just all over the place, and unkempt.
Doesn't he always look that way?
Yes. So that's why no one could be as gross as Bill Murray. LeVar Burton, Samuel Jackson, Tom Cruise, Keanu Reeves, Patrick Stewart, Robert Downey Jr., Mike Myers, and Chuck Norris were considered for the role of Thrax. Can you imagine Keanu Reeves does that? That would be hilarious.
I can't believe Chuck Norris made that list.
Right? Oh, all of these are hilarious. I don't know, Samuel Jackson probably would have been cool. He would have been real aggressive with it. But I like what Lawrence Fishburne did.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne really did kind of like a cool villain. Like, he's cool. He collects trophies.
Yeah.
He has a cool long nail.
And it felt like a character. Like since I couldn't even tell that it was him voicing the character, it seemed like its own... He put his own persona to this character. It wasn't just Lawrence Fishburne playing this character. It was, this is this character.
It's true.
You did a really good job.
I think so, too.
It's a shame this movie bombed and nobody liked it.
Killed the animation department.
Yeah.
In Time Warner.
Sherry Howard, Holly Robinson, Cameron Mam, and Paula Abdul were considered for the role of Leah. I don't know any of those people except Paula Abdul. I don't know if it really would have made a difference if any of these people played this role. Unfortunately. Sorry, Brandy.
I mean, she had like one key thing at the end, and that's it. She was just the love interest.
Yeah, unfortunately. Her character wasn't really, whatever. Kathy, no, I can never say her last name. I'm pretty sure she's the woman that plays Peggy in King of the Hill. Her. Amanda Detmer, Sophie Marcello, and Jada Pinkett Smith were considered for the role of Mrs. Boyd, so the teacher. Okay. I don't know half of those people, so no opinion. Tim Allen, Dwayne Johnson, James Marsden, Billy Bob Thornton, and Leslie Nielsen were considered for the role of Drix.
Meh. Whatever.
Yeah. Brian Murray, Gregory Peck, Colm Meaney. Oh, isn't he in Star Trek? Wasn't he in Con Air? Colm Meaney.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
That's a doctor.
O'Brien.
Yeah. Okay.
I only know them by their character names. So sorry, actors.
Well, him, Alan Cumming were considered for the role of Mayor Fleming.
Fun.
Yeah, all fun stuff. Apparently they were going to have scabies in here. Scabies was going to be a part of the story, and Bill Murray was going to play that. Maybe they cut it because they couldn't find anybody else they wanted to play that, and they got him to be the main character.
Scabies.
Who knows?
Ugh.
Okay. Emily Soderback is uncredited as the voice of Neo.
Who's Neo?
Neo? I don't know. I don't know who this character is at all.
Keep going.
Definitely missed something somewhere. I don't know. The screenplay for Osmosis Jones was based on a nightmare had by Jupiter Bar co-owner Jeff Rogers. Man, I wonder what his nightmare was.
Imagine if you're just a
His whole body became sentient.
He's just like, what'd you dream? It's like, I was a cop and I was solving crimes in my stomach. It was horrifying.
It sounds awful. So, yeah, it sounds like a nightmare. Since the collapse of the dance club The Zit, it was also named The Cyst. Like cystic acne.
Nice. Body humor.
Yeah. This whole movie is just body humor. And that's all trivia that IMDb has for me.
So, overall, I think this movie was good. And
it's
still
was
a fun time. It's more disgusting than I remember.
100%.
It's a tight movie. The human characters, I don't think, learned any lessons. There's no lessons taught.
I mean,
nothing changed.
The whole reason for this movie is not to teach these humans in the movie a lesson. I mean, it is. But it's more so to teach the children watching the movie that germs can kill you, and you should take care of your hygiene.
So really, this movie's like a scare you straight body video.
Yeah.
Like, hey, disguised as a cartoon. Like, hey, this is all cool. Your dad can die. Okay?
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Your dad can die. Are you listening?
Don't eat eggs that have been in monkeys' mouths.
Obviously.
I shouldn't have to tell you that. But,
obviously.
Yeah. It's pretty much because, everything is because he's disgusting. He eats that egg off the floor that was in the chimp's mouth. He sneezes straight into his open hand and then doesn't wash anything. I don't know. I'm sure there's other gross things. Oh, like when he ate that oyster.
Yeah, why would he do that? It's like he went out of his way to kill himself.
Yeah. Like, why? Even if that kid, I know she comes later on, the teacher comes over later on and was like, oh, that's the slow kid, huh? We just gave him this project as busy work, whatever. Even if that wasn't said, why are you going to trust a middle schooler science fair project that he cleaned whatever was wrong and cured these oysters?
Polluted oysters.
Yeah. He got rid of the pollutions within these oysters, and now they're safe to eat. Why, even if this was the smartest kid in the class, I'm not going to test that. Not going to eat it. This is a middle schooler. The oldest this kid could be is 13. I'm not going to trust 13-year-old's opinion on seafood.
Yeah, I'll just put this in my mouth. Thank you, kid.
Stupid.
You seem like you have your shit together.
Stupid.
You made this whole science project by yourself? Wow.
Not only that, like, seafood is already, like, a risky thing to, if you go to, like, a place that knows what they're doing. Let alone this 13-year-old kid. I cannot stress this enough. A 13-year-old child, middle school science fair project. We're just going to eat the oysters this kid has.
You know, on top of all that, for me, I think oysters are gross. The consistency.
The texture's weird.
The texture's weird, so doubly for me.
Well, then you would have never touched him to begin with.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's an idiot. I don't know how he's raising this kid. This kid's going to grow up and to resent him if he 100% did not change at the end of the movie. They're implying that he's slowly changing, but I don't know. He looks like the type of person that would give in real easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when she grows up to become an adult, she's going to resent him and never speak to her father again.
I liked it.
Yeah. It was a good movie. It was just very gross.
Very gross.
And it did have some real science in there.
Yeah. It's like the type of science that, like, you can't necessarily learn off if you don't already know it.
Yeah.
You like, have to already know the fact and be like, see, I see what you did there.
So, yeah, it's not even teaching you anything. It's just that, it's just like patting you on the back for knowing information. Like, you get this joke because you already knew it. Yeah,
Get it, blood and oxygen.
Yeah.
Get it.
This joke is for you,
You
smart
saw that
guy.
sign? It's its intestines.
Yeah.
You have 2 of them.
Yeah.
I'm smart. I watched Osmosis Jones. People die. People die
in this. It was very violent.
People die in this movie. Like, Thrax just touches them and they explode.
Yeah,
like
and he, like, tore them up, too.
Tore them up.
He killed these cells.
Their skin boils.
Viruses, yeah.
Yeah, their skin boils and then they explode. So, this is...
And then their whole world was melting because of the fever.
Yeah, and the fever's 2 degrees. Destroying your body.
Yeah.
Destroying you.
Yeah, that was... I'm just glad I don't live in Frank's body. That's all I gotta say. Because that was one hell of a ride for them. Thrax took him for a whirlwind. But overall, fun movie.
Fun movie.
If you have kids, I think they'd probably like it more than you would.
Yeah.
Because it is very disgusting. And if you can't get past that, which is understandable, skip it, I guess.
Animation's neat. They use 3D and 2D, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Bill Murray's gross. And, I guess, watch it. It holds up. I think it holds up. That's what this is for.
Yeah. Overall, it still holds up. I just don't know how many adults would like this movie now. Unless you had already grown up with it. Because, like I said, it is, like we've all said, it's disgusting.
It's a gross movie. So. But maybe, you could put it on for the kids during, like, class or whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I was a science teacher, I'd be like, hey, watch Osmosis Jones today. Yeah. It's not really teaching you anything, but it's still science related.
Don't tell your parents.
So.
Alright, bye.
So yeah, that's our review.
Holds up. Ding! Sound effect of some
Thumbs
sort.
up, 5 stars.
2 sound effects. In post.
Yeah, overall it's still a fun movie, and I enjoyed the ride.
And check it out next to a streaming platform near you.
Yes. So yeah, well, let us know if you have any suggestions, comments, concerns. Maybe you want to talk to us about Osmosis Jones. Please let us know. And yeah, if you have any suggestions, we'll watch them. We'll watch your nostalgias, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.